and Assalamualaikum. A very good day to everyone. I am Nur Hafiza binti Azmi, PBYA 127 from Group 7 for Strategic Management. Today, I will present to all of you about my group project and introduce you about the company that I choose for this project in more detail. So, overall, I have 5 members that together to complete for this task. For introducing my group, we choose UAM Sunrise Berhad for this project. UAM Sunrise is a public listed company and one of Malaysia's leading property developers. It is the flagship company for township property development businesses of UAM Group Berhad and Khazanah Nasional Berhad. UAM Group is a wholly owned by Khazanah and it is investment fund of the government of Malaysia. We move on to the next slide. Incorporated on 20 August 2008, the company was formerly known as UEM Land Holding Berhad. The indulged UEM Sunrise brings together a formidable 45 years of combined experience in property development and sprawling township throughout Malaysia. The company is currently undertaking the development of Nusajaya, one of the 5 flagship zones and key drive of Iskandar Malaysia into a general city like no other. The vision of UM Sunrise is building communities of the future with you and for you, and the mission of UM Sunrise brings together the talented and skilled, the imaginative and the courageous. We create sustainable environments loved by homes owners, acclaimed by investors and recognized by industry. We believe in thinking big and acting quickly to unlock potential to thrive in changing world. So let's go to the other slide. This is a UM Sunrise ranking in 2015 until 2019. In 2019, UM Sunrise is ranking top 5 in the top each top property developers award in 2019. So the external factor evaluation analysis have 2 parts, which is opportunities and threat. For the opportunities, UM Sunrise market seems to be continue for high demand for durable landed properties with ready infrastructure and amenities. Second is steady growth of income for Malaysia and growing number of young people looking for houses for own accommodation or investment. For the trade, ringgit depreciate weakness purchasing power for potential buyers and price is general increase across the board following the implementation of the good and service tax. Second is more caution stance by banks is disbursing house loans have deepened consumer confidence, especially with regard to high-end property purchase. So next is the internal factor evaluation analysis of UM Sunrise, which has 2 parts. First part is the strengths and second is weakness. The strengths is UEM is one of Malaysia's leading property developer with higher reputable image holding. Both has respected and trusted with international presence. Next is UM Sunrise is the property development business of UM Group Berhad, which wholly owned by Khazanah, an investment holding company of the government of Malaysia. For the weakness is high-end, high-rise projects such as Lestari and Almas remain slow and is increased the competition rising in cost to the post effect from the service tax. So I will pass to my next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Putri Kurata Arfa binti Muhammad Ramzi Asri Samuel, PBMA 119, and I will continue what Nur Hafiza present earlier. Okay, these are internal factor evaluation analysis table. Okay, we continue for IFE and if EFE definitions. IFE is the International Factor Evaluation Matrix. It's a strategic management tools helping audit or evaluate major weaknesses and strength in business functional areas. In addition, IFE matrix serve as a basic for identifying and assessing relationship among those areas. The IFE matrix is utilized in strategy formulations. Next is the external factor evaluation matrix (EFE matrix) is a tool of strategic management that is typically utilized to assess current market conditions. It is an ideal instrument for visualizing and prioritizing the threats and opportunities a firm is facing. Then we continue for the competitive profile matrix. A competitive profile matrix (CPM) is an analytical tool that provides necessary information of competitive advantage based on critical success factor and serve as a basis for an organization's strategy. Okay, the table here shows competitive strength assessment for company, but we only focus on UAM Sunrise table. Okay, the key success factor, quality, product and quality and product performance, rate as strength rate number 6, and weight score is 1.20. Then product development, categorized rate as a 6 and weight score is 1.2. Then reputation or image are rate as 8 and weight score is a 0.80. Next is customer service capabilities. Strength rating are 8. Also, weight score is 1.20. Financial resources. Strength rating are 10 and weight score is 1.20. Lastly, supply chain capabilities or product distributions. Strength rating are 10 and weight score is 1.00. Is 0.6. That's all from me. I will pass the presentation to the Hasmimi. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to Sir and my fellow friends. My name is Hasmimi Nadira, PD1A140. Next, I will continue for the next presenter, which is the project 2. I will present about the space metric and SWOT metric. Space metric is metric tool that used to analyze a company. It is used to determine what type of strategy a company should undertake. In space metric, it has a framework to indicate whether it is aggressive, conservative, defensive, or competitive strategy that are the most appropriate for a given organization. For the next slide is, in order to determine a strategy, the company must first find out the position of the organization. Then, the company can take action that can be evaluated later. In the space metric, there are 4 positions between Y and X. Each of Y and X will represent a sub-factor to which a value that can be assigned between 0 until 6 and negative 0 until negative 6 only. The value of the individual factor are denoted in the X in the matrix. Then, where the surface area is largest because of the value of this factor is where the best choice for a strategy that plan will be. The space metric is constructed by plotting calculate value for the competitive advantage and industry strength IS dimension on the x-axis. The y-axis is based on the environmental stability ES and financial strength FS dimension. The space metric can be created using the following 7 steps. This is our slide that I will explain the 7 steps, which is the first one is choose a set of variables to be used to cut the competitive advantage, industry strength, environmental stability, and financial strength. Step 2 is weigh individual factor using rating system specific to each dimension. Step 3 is find the average score for competitive advantage, industry strength, environmental stability, and financial strength. Step 4 is plot value from the step 3 for each dimension on the space metric to the appropriate axis. Step 5 is add the average score of the CA and IS dimension. This will be our financial of axis X on the space metric. And step 6 is the average score for the space ES and FS, which is the final point of the axis Y. And lastly is find the intersection of our Y and X point, and then draw a line from the center on the space metric to the other point. That's all for the 7 step. Next. For the last slide, I will present about SWOT, which is SWOT, the analysis that can help the business to identify what is doing right and what needs to change in the organization. SWOT analysis is a planning methodology that helps organizations to build a strategic plan to meet goals, improve operation, and keep the business relevant. Doing SWOT analysis, organization identifies strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. The 4 factors SWOT stand for pertaining to organizational goal, product, and service, and so on. A 2x2 matrix is used to build a SWOT analysis with horizontal pair of internal, which is strength and weakness, and external for opportunities and threat factor, and vertical pair of helpful, which is strength and opportunity, and harmful, which is weakness and threat. This factor is achieving an objective. For the final result of the analysis, it will help the organization to determine whether the object, product, service, project, or goal or strategy is fixed. The best strategic fits are when the internal environment, which is strength and weakness, align with the external environment, which is opportunity and threats. That's all for me. I will pass for the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurain Sakina binti Muhammad Yusof, PB18130. Today I will present about Sunrise SWOT. Okay, Sunrise strength, it is wholly owned by Khazanah, one of Malaysia lending property developer. Sunrise to this day had approximately 1,000 employees worldwide, high bargaining power of supplier, high bargaining power of buyer. Their weaknesses is it's very high-end, high-rise project. It increased in competition, rising in cost. It has very poor customer service. It low differentiation and low investment in research and development. The opportunities is high demand for affordable landed properties, steady growth of income for Malaysia young people, growing assets. Sunrise give a lot of effort on its corporate marketing, obtain more patents through acquisitions. It strengthen their presence in emerging market. Okay, their threat is ringgit depreciated, more cautious stance by banks, high trade of substitute product, trade of an economic downturn, adoption of new technique and innovation by other brands. Okay, next is this is STOR matrix. Okay, for their strength is high bargaining power of supplier. The opportunities is high demand for affordable landed properties. For the strength and opportunities is Sunrise give a lot of effort on its corporate marketing. Other than that is opportunities and weakness is strength their presence in emerging market. Okay, for the weakness, it is very low investment in R&D, and the threat is adoption of new technique and innovation by other brands. The threats and weakness is high trade of substitute product, but the strength, also their threat is obtain more patents through acquisition. Okay, for internal and external matrix analysis, the internal factor evaluation matrix is a strategic management tool helping audit or evaluate major weakness and strength in a business functional area. In addition, the IFA matrix serves as a basis for identifying and assessing relationship among those areas. The IFA matrix is utilized in strategy formulation. The external factor evaluation matrix is a tool of strategic management that is typically utilized to assess current market conditions. It is an ideal instrument for visualizing and prioritizing the threats and opportunities a firm is facing. The essential difference between the above-mentioned matrix lies in the type of factor incorporated in the model. whilst the latter is engaged in internal factors. The former deals exceptionally with external factors, those exposed to social, political, economic, legal, and external forces. Okay, this is the internal factor evaluation total weight score and external factor evaluation total weight score. Okay, next is QSPM, which is a quality strategic planning matrix. QSPM is a high-level strategic management approach for evaluating possible strategies. It also provides an analytic method of comparing feasible alternative action. QSPM approach attempts to actively select the best strategy using input from other management technique and some computation. Okay, there are three strategies. First is corporate level strategies. Second is business strategies. Third is functional area strategies. Okay, for the corporate level strategies, boost the combined performance of all the business segment in the company, its diversification, and turning its existing and potential cross-business synergies into competitive advantage. Second is business strategies. It's focused on effort to build a competitively valuable partnership and identification of strategic alliance with other enterprises or business within the industry to achieve a greater business model and more profits. Okay, for the functional area strategies, is focused mainly on the support system for UEM Sunrise main business such as township development, high-rise residential, commercial, retail, and integrated development. Okay, next is QSPM matrix strength. Okay, this is their strength. And next is QSPM matrix weakness.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Okay, I will continue for the QSPM matrix table for the weakness. Key internal factor is high and high rise project. The strategy is in corporate level, which is total attractiveness score is 0.06. Increase in competitions is the total attractiveness score is 0.2. Then poor customer service, total attractiveness score is 0.06. Low depreciations 0.03, and low investment in R&D is 0.02 for the total attractiveness score for the strategy corporate level. Then for the business level, high and high project total attractiveness score is 0.04, followed by increase in competition 0.2, poor customer service 0.09, low depreciations 0.02, and low investment in R&D 0.03 for the business strategy. And then for the functional area strategy, the total attractiveness score is for the high and high rise project is 0.08. Then increase in competition 0.06, poor customer service 0.15, and low depreciation 0.03. Lastly, low investment in R&D 0.04 for the total attractiveness score for functional area strategies. Then as shown is QSPM matrix for the opportunities. The key internal factor is high demand for affordable landlord properties. For the corporate level strategy, we have a 0.9. Steady growth for Malaysia young people growing asset is 0.3. Then give a lot of efforts on corporate marketing 0.2. And lastly, strengthens presence in emerging market 0.3 for the total attractiveness score. Then for the business strategy, high demand for affordable landlord properties is 0.6. Then steady growth for Malay young people growing asset is 0.45. Then give a lot of efforts on corporate marketing 0.3, and strengthen presence in emerging market 0.4 for the total attractiveness score. Then for the functional area strategies, we have 0.9 for the demand for affordable landlord properties, then 0.06 for the steady growth for Malaysia young people growing assets, 0.1 for give a lot of effort on corporate marketing, and then lastly 0.2 for the strengthened presence in emerging market for the total attractiveness score. Then QSPM metrics for the threats. Key internal factor is ringgit depreciated. For the corporate level strategy, 0.25. Then 0.12 is for the more cautious stance by bank. Then 0.06 for the high threat of substitute product. Then 0.09 threats of an economic downturns, and 0.02 for the adaptation of new technology by other brand for the corporate level strategies. Then for the business strategies, we have 0.2 ringgit depreciated, 0.2 more cautious stance by bank, 0.09 high threat of substitute product, then 0.12 threats of economic downturns, then 0.03 adaptation of new technology by other brand for the total attractiveness score. Then for the functional area strategies, we have 0.15 for the ringgit depreciated, 0.12 for the more cautious stance by bank, then 0.15 for the high threats of substitute product, then 0.09 for the threats of an economic downturns, and 0.05 for the adaptation of new technology by other brand for the total attractiveness score. Okay, for the action plan, like other business, the real estate business was not spared from the effects of COVID-19. To strengthen this business and operational capabilities, UEM Sunrise should follow the new norms effectively, ensuring the continuance of UEM Sunrise construction activities, and at the same time utilizing digital channels and social media platform for do the marketing initiative. Then people will follow UEM Sunrise on in cyberspace. Then follow the current technology and implementation to the product. Besides, always up to date to the development of each other and not one step back to compete with the competitors. Then, given the financial analysis presented earlier and the current debt to assets and equity ratio, it will be wise for UEM Sunrise to consider alternate source of funding or a cheaper source of funding, considering UEM Sunrise current portfolio and future outlook. The current debt financing model should be reviewed to consider a more robust weightage of share, preference shares, bond and loans. That's all from us. Thank you.